First, I'll start by saying that I think we all know that it can be a bit of a cliche to say that the media ecosystem is extremely complex for advertising agencies and media agencies. It always has been, but the reality is advertisers have always been expecting high levels of transparency and insight from the agencies. SMI has been actually a very great source of fresh, up-to-date data and unique insights, both for us at Omnicom, but more importantly for our clients. One of the main USPs of SMI and why we find the partnership so impactful to us is the ability to capture the vast majority of agency spend. So all big agency groups are included or are in the process of being included. And that also includes, by the way, the large independent agencies in the US and Canada. But what makes SMI really unique in my view is that they're using real media spend. So they're not reporting estimates or forecasts. They're not based on rate cards. They come straight from media agencies' booking systems. And so that represents a very accurate view of the market. And I don't think you can find currently in this marketplace a more accurate or complete source of media spend for some of the top advertising markets in the world. And talking about the global footprint is interesting because, as you know, Omnicom Media Group operates across hundreds of markets around the world. And we often have to deal with very fragmented and very localized legacy booking systems or reporting tools, whatever is available in those markets as standards. And so there isn't always a great deal of consistency across those systems, especially for non-digital media. And so SMI really help us bring this consistency that we need in reporting data and media spend across all geographies. They've created a very good ETL process where they clean and harmonize the data. They apply a global taxonomy that really helps with cross-market comparisons. And it's particularly useful when we are analyzing spend, category spend across countries, or if we want a global view of a specific media vendor that might operate across countries. Well, SMI data gives us visibility into how advertising categories are spending across media. And by categories, I mean CPG, automotive, financials, and so on. We can also drill down the market spend to a vendor level by type of inventory. And that brings a lot of use cases for us because the data that SMI provides informs some of our planning and media investment decisions. We also use this for price benchmarking purposes or to help identify media market inflation trends by looking at the shifts in demand. And we also leverage the SMI category spend data to feed into OMG's Fast Start dashboard. And that's OMG's client-facing analytics platform that was launched about a year ago. And it was created at the time of COVID to provide our clients with fresh and comprehensive insights during COVID-19. And there's all kinds of data in there from shopping behavior to media price and inflation. There's a lot of macroeconomic data. And the SMI pool spend data is an integral component of this.
What is the value of the SMI data in planning cross-platform campaigns and reporting on those?
Sure. Yeah, no, we spoke earlier about the rapidly changing marketplace and the complex ecosystem that clients are navigating through. And I think, indeed, the biggest challenge, and obviously it is also a great opportunity that comes with it, but the challenge is the rapidly morphing of all media into the programmatic ecosystem, whether it's traditional broadcast, print, or out of home. There's more budgets that are being pushed into programmatic platforms across all these media. It's increasing at a different pace in different markets, but it's all going one way. And therefore, it's very important and sometimes challenging to attribute all the dollars from a media vendor to the right media channels if we want to properly understand the demand in the market and the shifts in spend by media type. So for example, if you take a truly cross-platform media owner, such as Hearst in the US or Rogers Media in Canada, you really have to ensure that you're capturing and correctly labeling all the spend that they're showing across their print publication, their video inventory, even their broadcast properties, whether it's linear or addressable. And SMI help us do that by bringing a level of sanity to this process, helping us with this cross-media, cross-platform analysis. So they're really helping us have a more complete and relevant view of media spend trajectories. And actually, that leads me to another point about this correct labeling of the spend by media, which has been a challenge for all agencies. I think that the rapid growth of advanced TV and AVOD, OTT, or however you call it in your market, is a great example of an evolving landscape that we're trying to better capture in our analysis. Because SMI reports revenues and pricing at the subcategory type for video. And so obviously that's a step in the right direction, because it really helps understand the evolution of the advanced TV landscape and where money is being invested by platform. So that allows us, for example, to better understand the dynamics of demand changes between the traditional broadcasters, such as NBCU in the US or RTL Group in Europe, and the digital first new players. Well, I'm sure you'd appreciate that Omnicom considers all of our client data to be highly confidential and sensitive. So we enforce very strict data compliance policies across our network. We work very closely with our technology teams, our legal compliance guys, and we always look for data and tech partners that share our uncompromising approach to data safety and to client confidentiality. So we've now been working with SMI for over 10 years in some of our markets, and they've built a very rigorous process to guarantee this integrity and the confidentiality of our data. So for example, any data that leaves our Omnicom server and gets pushed to SMI has already been anonymized and aggregated by our agencies. So there's no possibility for SMI to even identify individual advertisers or individual agencies within our network. SMI don't get this information for their pool. And then, of course, that data gets even further aggregated and anonymized by SMI when they build their pool. So not only clients are not identified at any point in time, but the agency groups within the pools cannot be identified and published either. So that's obviously very important to us. There's also a series of rules that SMI apply to the data when they build the pool. For example, if an agency network in any market goes above a certain percentage or a share threshold of the total category spend, that category gets pulled completely from their reporting. It doesn't get published. In reality, because SMI now works with most of the large agency networks across the globe, it's been extremely rare to see this situation happen, but it's good to have those kinds of safety mechanisms so agencies and advertisers have total confidence that their data is handled in a secure and confidential way.